Hey Russell fam, today I am going to update you on my week 4 of intermittent fasting. Be back in just a second. It is time for our week 4 update. I am down a total of 2 pounds this week. Yes, I had my cheat day on Saturday. It's going to be a normal thing. I'm just going to cheat on Saturday, but I cheat smart. I don't have desserts. I don't have tons of sugar. I don't have the over-processed stuff. I try to be really smart about it. Typically, we go to the local Mexican restaurant and I have my fajita quesadilla, which I have the flour tortilla, and I eat some chips with salsa. So that's how I cheat. I cheat with carbs, not major dessert carbs and overload, but I watch how much I eat, and I still have my fats, I still have my proteins, but I do cheat with the chips and salsa and the flour tortilla. Sorry. It's Mississippi. Our weather's crazy. One day it's warm, one day it's cold. It doesn't know what it wants to do. Okay, so again, I'm down 2 pounds this week, so that is a total of 13 pounds for the entire 4 weeks. I have my notes in front of me if you keep seeing me looking down so I don't forget anything. This week I was retaining fluid, so women, you know what that means. And so I'm still eating my 70% fat, my 20% protein, and my 10% carbs. I track it on my Logit app just to keep up. I'm not really counting calories, but I am keeping up with my macros, so I know that I stay within that range of my 70, 20, 10, just to make sure that I stay in ketosis. I am still testing with my ketone strips. If you have not seen that video, I'll link it right here that lets you know the tools that I'm using for my intermittent fasting journey. And this week I'm going to talk to you about the 5 different methods that you can do for intermittent fasting. I do the 16-8. That is where I fast for 16 hours and I eat within my 8-hour window. So I've talked to you about that one, and I'm going to show you some pictures describing each one of these, and these are compliments of healthline.com. And I will also link my intermittent fasting blog post down in the description below. So if you want to read it and read more about these methods, I'm just going to highlight them here in this video. Okay, so the first method we talked about was the 16-8. The next one is the 5-2 diet. And let me get my notes on that one. The 5-2 diet is you eat normally for 5 days, and then for 2 days you have about 500 calories on those 2 days only. So that's how some people do it. If you want to know more about it, like I said, the link will be in the description below for my intermittent fasting journey blog post. Okay, and let's see, the next method is the eat, stop, eat method. That is when you eat normally for 1 day and then you fast for 24 hours, and basically you're eating normally for 5 days, and then within those 5 days, or within your 7-day week, you pick 2 days that you fast for 24 hours and you alternate it. You'll eat normally 1 day, then you'll fast for 24 hours, then you'll eat normally, and then you can either eat normally or you can do a fasting. So you eat normally for 5 days, and then 2 days you're fasting, and you alternate that in there. That's the eat, stop, eat method. Okay, the alternating fasting days is where you are going to, for the entire week, you are going to eat normally 1 day, you're going to fast. You're going to eat, you're going to fast. You're going to eat, you're going to fast. So you're going to fast for 3 days, and you're going to eat normally for 4. Sorry, I keep looking at my computer over here so I can make sure I do my charts right. And so that is called the alternating fasting. And some people either fast for 24 hours or they will eat a few hundred calories, not much at all, just enough to kind of help you get through that hunger. But I do not suggest fasting for 24 hours until you have built up. Start with the 16-8 and then gradually go into it. The longest I have been is 21 hours. I'm still trying to build up to 24. I just can't get there. I get headaches, and with me being around the kids all the time, I want to make sure that I don't push myself too much. So this is after you've been fasting for a while. These methods kind of help you build up. And so I would not recommend. And also, I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. I am not trying to give you medical advice. I am just telling you about my journey. So before you start your journey, always talk and check with your physician, because you may have different medical conditions, and especially if you're a diabetic, I know taking medicine and fasting can get messed up. So always check with your physician before intermittent fasting. Okay, and the last fasting method that I'm going to talk about today is called the spontaneous meal skipping. That is where, I've done it for years and didn't realize it, is where you don't eat breakfast one day, or you eat breakfast and you go to work, or you're at home with the kids and you get busy and you just don't eat lunch, and then you just eat dinner. That's spontaneous skipping, where you just kind of skip a meal here and there. So I hope this video has been educational and you have learned something from it. I need suggestions for next week's video. Is there something you want to know about for intermittent fasting? If you would, please leave that in the comments below, and I will try to answer your questions. If they're questions about intermittent fasting, questions about keto, questions about my journey personally, any questions that you have about those topics, please leave them in the description below, and I will answer them on our week 5 update. And if you have not seen any of my intermittent fasting journey videos, I will leave the playlist right here, and I will leave week 3 update right here, and I hope you have a blessed day.